Hi, this is alenajingle again from Formspring. I decided I was going to do Anastasia Ruby, Stephanie's top 20 baby name tag. This is really difficult for me because I've loved names for years, and I've never really done a top 10 boys and a top 10 girls. I usually have anywhere between 3 and 6 top combos for boy and girls, like first and middle name combo. And right now I only have 3. So basically, I had to think of how I was going to do this, because if I had no limitations, my baby names would be very different. But things that limit me are like whether my husband likes it, whether it sounds good with my last name, whether it's too popular, or whether I know somebody who's already used it, or if it's not usable just because of an association or something. So I decided that I'm going to use names that do sound good with my last name, that aren't over popular, but I'm not going to make sure that they're the ones that my husband likes. So these are my top 10 names, not for his. And these are in random order. The first one I'm going to mention is Violet, which I guess that technically is my #1 favorite name. I have loved the name Violet for like years, like way before it was popular. I just think it's so pretty and girly, and obviously it puts a pretty picture to mind with the color and the flower. And I love the nickname Letty for Violet, but I'm fine without a nickname too. I'm not crazy about Vi for a nickname. But yeah, I love Violet, and I can picture me with that name too. Next one is Ruth. Ruth means friend or companion, and I think that's really great, and it's beautiful. This is a name I've loved since I was a very little girl. Like, I have memories of me being a dorky little 6-year-old and being like, Ruth is my favorite name, and they're like, that's an ugly old name, and I'm like, I just think it's really cute. But my next one is Keturah. I discovered Keturah a few years ago. This kind of repeat from another video I just made recently, but after reading a book, and then I discovered it was a biblical name as well, which made me like it even more. I just think it's really beautiful, and if I were to use a nickname, which I don't plan on using one, I would use Kit, like K-I-T, because that's a family name for me, and I think it's adorable. The next one is Temperance. This is a recent add to my list. I wouldn't have even thought of this name until I saw it on a character on one of my favorite shows, Bones, and it's not the show that made me love it. It's just that I do love Virtue names, and I happen to think this one sounds really cute. And also, I like the meaning of temperance. Temperance is a good thing for anybody to have, even if you're not religious. The next one is Brenna. I love the name Brenna. It's just so soft and pretty. Most of the names that end in E, N, and A just have a really soft, girly sound to them. Brenna means raven, which I like because I have super dark hair. And I just always loved Brenna. It's one of those names that everybody's familiar with, but it's not overly popular. Next one is Rosamund. I love the name Rosamund. It means rose of the world. I love most rose names, but this is my favorite one. My next one is Georgiana, with the nickname Georgie. I love Georgie enough to almost use it by itself, but that's just not me to just give just a nickname as a name. I think my liking of Georgie started after I saw the first Chronicles of Narnia movie. The actress who plays Lucy is named Georgie Henley, and I just thought she was adorable, and she's grown up now, and she's really pretty. I started liking Georgiana when I got obsessed with Pride and Prejudice, and so I just think it's a beautiful name. My next one is one you probably never heard me mention before, and that's Samara. I just think Samara is gorgeous. I used to have the combo Georgie Samara, and at one point I even had Georgiana Samara, but obviously that doesn't sound very good. But I can't think of the meaning off the top of my head. It's something like protected by God, and unfortunately it's not super usable, even though it's borderline popular, because the villain in the movie The Ring was named Samara. But for me, I don't picture that girl. I picture the actress who plays her, Devay Chase, who is beautiful. She is seriously gorgeous. Google her. She is so pretty. That's who I picture when I picture Samara. My next name is Mira. It's a really simple, short, pretty name that's never overused, and it has good meanings in lots of different languages. I just think this name's gorgeous. And my last one, #10, is Alice. Alice has it's another name that I've always loved. I just picture a beautiful little girl with bright blonde hair and blue eyes, which is funny because I wouldn't ever naturally have a girl that looked like that, but I just love that name. Okay, now my top 10 for boys. My first one is Thomas. I've always liked the name Thomas, probably because it's a family name, but it's really sweet and classic, and it is going down in popularity. It was in the top like 2 or 3 names for years, but now it's like 50-something, and it's going down. I do think Tom and Tommy and Toms are all really cute nicknames, but I would probably just call him Thomas if I were to use that. My next one is Simon. This is a name that I've just loved for years. It got into my top names in like my freshman year of high school, so I've loved it for a long time. It means listener, I think. I think it's just adorable and really handsome, and it's biblical too. My next one is Jude, which my combos I have is Simon Jude. But anyway, I love Jude. It's so strong and masculine and handsome, and I wouldn't use it as a first name because I have 2 church friends that have sons named Jude that are young, so I just think it would be silly for me to use a first name, but cool for a middle name. My next one is Reuben. I've loved the name Reuben for a long time. I just think it's adorable and super handsome. It's a biblical name. Has lots of cute nickname options. I don't know. And I can picture my husband with this name too. So, the next one is Amadeus. This is my most recent add to the list. Several months ago, I just realized, oh my goodness, this is an amazing name. It's gorgeous. I need to have a child with this name. And it means love of God, which is awesome. And it has musical references like to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. By the way, you guys should see the movie Amadeus. It's really cool. Honestly, probably the best movie I've seen in my entire life. Anyway, next one is Klaus. This one's not in my top names anymore. Name combos because my husband doesn't like it, but I love the name Klaus. I first heard it when I started reading this series of Unfortunate Events books. That's the little boy's name in there. I just think it's so adorable and handsome. It would be a really cool middle name. My next one is Haven for a boy. Obviously, it has a great meaning. It has a really soft, cool sound, but in a good way, I guess. I just think it's adorable. I would love to have a boy named Haven. Ronnie doesn't like it. Anyway, my next one is Rohan. I first heard this name several years ago I used to watch this show called Adoption Stories. They don't make it anymore, and I'm not even sure if it's on TV anymore, but I used to love that show because I've always wanted to adopt. And it's just really super strong and handsome and a little bit exotic sounding. I love it. My next one is Faolan, Faolan. It means little wolf, which I think is really cute. And it's just really different, and I don't know, I think it's a really gorgeous, handsome name. And my last one is Justus, Justus. This is a biblical name, and it has the same meaning as the English word justice, but except this has the biblical reference, and it also fits in with those other cool ancient names like Atticus and Julius and stuff that are coming in. I just think it's awesome. These are my top 20 names, 10 for boys and 10 for girls. By the way, Stephanie, I sent out a question on FormSpring, and I want to know what you think about this because I doubt you'll get to answer it because you get so many questions. But I had a friend recently name her baby Edelweiss Lula Grace. What do you think of that? Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.